Hello, this is Kohindu. This is my Unix 8th experiment. We have 3 questions here. Let's go ahead with the first one. So here we have this is our C coding. So here we have inside a main function. We have to also include here system/type.h, and then we have a main function. Inside the main function, I have declared all the variables that I need, and then I have a printer which is for process A, and then for process ID. And then I have another one for child process and its ID, and child process and its parent's ID. So first for parent we have PID, which is to get the ID from get the parent ID, and if the parent ID is equal to 0, and then it will display for the child and get that ID also, and then display it. And then we have enter the second. Enter seconds, we will enter the number of seconds, and then we have process B, and we have PID is equal to 4. 4 is nothing but creating a new process. And then if that ID is equal to 0, then its child process and that parent's ID will be and that will be got, and then it will be displayed, and then it displays a child ID for it. And then we have the hours, which is equal to seconds by 3600, and minutes, which is equal to seconds minus hours, which is 3600. And similarly we calculate the minutes and seconds using these expressions, and then we display them. Let's check out the output. So I've just executed it here. Yeah, so the process A, the process ID was 28058, and then I've given the seconds. And then we have process B, and that ID is 1, and the child ID is this. And then we have given 36 as the seconds, so hours, minutes, and seconds. So this will be the output for it. Let's go ahead and check the second program. In this program, we're going to check palindrome. Here similarly I have 2 arrays to be declared, 2 arrays and variables, and I have a variable which is initialized to 0. And then here we have the parent process and get its ID, get parent ID. Then enter a string. We can enter any string to check if it is a palindrome or not. And then we save it, and then we have find its length, and then it will display the length of the string. And we have PID is equal to 4, where PID is equal to 0, and then it will go check for the child process and the parent ID. It will get both the IDs, and then it will display to us. And then we have a for loop where it is I is equal to 0, less than or equal to I is equal to 1, less than or equal to 10. And then I have string 1, which is j++, which is equal to string of -i. And then we have the reverse is. So now we find the reverse. What the string have entered, we find the reverse of it, and if it is same, we say it is palindrome, or it is not a palindrome. Let's go ahead and check the output of this. This was the parent process. We have asked to enter an ID, so given Hannah, and the string length was sex. And then parent process ID was this, and then parent process, and then child process and parent ID, and the reverse of this string was Hannah, so it is the same. So hence it displays both the IDs, and then it says the palindrome. If you want, we can check with other strings also, so that we can find if it is palindrome or not. We have one program left. Go ahead and check that. This program we have a main function as usual. We have 3 printf. One printf is where the initial process parent process A with its ID, and then get an integer value from the user, and that value is going to be checked for each and every process, and we get the ID of it, and if it is equal to 0, then process B is being created, and the parent ID, child ID is being got from the user from the system. And then we have a few variables to declare, and we have a for loop inside which we have f is equal to f star I. We are going to find factorial of it. So the factorial of the given number, it will be displayed. And then we have process D created, parent ID and child ID. Here we have variable A is equal to n and x is equal to a. B and C is being initialized to 0 and 1, and D. So the Fibonacci series being displayed here in this manner. while x minus 2 is greater than 0, then d is equal to b plus c, and then we have b is equal to c, c is equal to d, and x minus else sleep for 2 seconds, 2 milliseconds, or else sleep for 2 milliseconds, and then we have PID2 which is equal to 4, and then if PID2 is also equal to 0, we have process C being created with parent ID and child ID, and then we have two more variables being declared, and then we have a while loop for it to be displayed. So if on is this variable which we have created, which is equal to n now, and if that is equal to 0, then r is equal to on percentage of 10. Then we have reverse plus equal to r star, which means rq, and then divided by 10. And if this reverse is equal to n, we say it is an Armstrong number or non-Armstrong number. And finally, we have to check for prime number. We have process E is being created with parent ID and child ID. We have a for loop as usual. We have if n value modulus of I is equal to 0, and then c is being incremented, and if this c value is equal to 0, we say it's a prime number or not a prime number. Else we have f is being created. F is created with parent and child ID. A is equal to n, E is equal to A, and R is equal to 0, and another variable called MO, where while E is greater than 0, then MO is equal to E modulus of 10. Then we have RE variable which is equal to into 10 of it plus MO value, which we got in the previous step, and then E divides 10. So finally we print the value of N and RE, else it will go to C. That's all of this program. We'll just check it out. This is the output. We have process A, the integer value that was entered by the user was 11, and then process being created with parent ID and child ID, and the factorial of number 11 is this is the answer. And then we have process D being created with parent ID and child ID, and Fibonacci series of 11 is being displayed here. And then for the same number, it is not an Armstrong number. And process F and E is being created and with its parent ID, and we reverse it and it's 11, and we say 11 is a prime number. That's all about the 8th experiment. Thank you.